Can you imagine surviving a car crash in the middle of a road and you're damaged? His teenage daughter survived a car crash. A car crash. That car was flipped and it was impaled by a metal thing, and his daughter managed to move her head out of the way. And she was crying to her father.
My daughter called me this morning and she was just saying over and over again, "Dad, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
She had scratches, a little bit of scratches all over her hands and all over her feet. Thank God she's alive.
As bad as this looks, as bad as this is, I want you to see something. You've got to see this. Open the door, Kenzie. This is my daughter. She was in this car.
This would have been a terrible, terrible day. I cannot believe it. His teenage daughter, his little child, her name is Kenzie, survived that car crash down in the middle of that road.
She's got a little bit of scratches on her hands, a little bit of scratches on her feet, and that's all. She crawled out the back window, and she was in the road when I got here.
Thank God she's alive. Man, her father was emotional.
How terrifying was that?
It was very, I really didn't even know it was that close to me until I was outside of the car, and I just looked over and I was like, oh, that was that close to me.
17-year-old Kenzie says she looked down for just a second to change a song that she was listening to when she suddenly crashed into the guardrail in Bradford, Tennessee. What do you want people to know when they get behind the wheel of a car?
If you're driving, keep your eyes on the road.
Her dad's video has gone viral with more than 15 million views.
My God is an amazing God.
I was absolutely blown away.
He was emotional for her little child. Thank God she's alive. She was crying to her father. He was showing that video to his daughter who survived. And she was still shaken, and she's still shaken up. And I don't blame her at all. She was changing music until that guardrail hit the car, and she managed to escape. And she managed to get out of the back seat and in the middle of the road, and thank God she's alive. Kenzie, I am so sorry. Many people need to listen to this. This is important to you, including to you teenagers. If you see something that is going on, make sure you do the right thing. Keep your eyes on the road. You need to keep your eyes on the road. That is important to everybody listening. Keep your eyes on the road. Because if you don't keep your eyes on the road, terrible things will happen.
We've got a headlight from the car involved still here. We've got glass, track marks, and burnt marks from the fire. Alicia Hendrickson says that it's all thanks to a trailblazer game that night that went into overtime that allowed her to save a young boy just in time.
It was about 11:30 at night. I was coming home down River Drive, and I realized that there was a car on fire. The flames were probably 6-8 feet high, and there was two teenage boys standing on the side of the road, and they were just panicked. They're like, we wrecked. Our friend is still trapped in the car. We can't get him out. In that moment, I was just going to do whatever I needed to do to help them. I was fully expecting as I walked up to the car to find, a dead body or a child on fire. So I opened the passenger side door, and I just see airbag, the seats pushed all the way forward, and this kid is trapped. He's groaning, and he says, "I can't move." And so I was just like, okay, I got to get to work. And so thankfully the seat, the handle, it was broke off, but there was still a metal piece. I was able to lift it up pulled the seat all the way back. Then I just kind of leaned into the car, reached around his chest, and just pulled him out. Then at that point, I saw the fire truck pull up. The timing was pretty crazy that I was within minutes of that accident. It was a last-minute decision to buy tickets and take my son to the Blazers game that night. They went into overtime. We were there 30 minutes longer.
She was at the right place at the right time. All of our kids survived. I can't thank Alicia enough for being there that night and helping our boys. She's an angel. Probably more than friends, probably more like family.
Yeah, I think we're pretty connected at this point.
This incident remains under investigation, and we are waiting to confirm more information with Lynn County Sheriff. One of the boys remains in the hospital on a ventilator. We're told he will make a full recovery, but will have to learn to walk again. And if you would like to help the teenage boys, we'll have a GoFundMe link on our website at kptv.com.
Thank God Kenzie is still alive. She's okay, and thank God she's alive. And most importantly, he thanks God every day that his daughter is still alive. Because the devil keeps taking children, but thank God he didn't take an innocent little girl's life. That would have been terrible. She's okay. Thank God she's okay. What would have happened if another child would have been impaled? I have nothing to say but a miracle. I'm just a man with faith and honor. I thank God every day that she's still alive. I've been in the same position in the 2010s. Me and my mom was coming home from Kroger until the guy accidentally hit our old car. It was a Tracer. And it was okay, but that Tracer, it was a 1998 Tracer. They had to total our Tracer. I don't know what would have happened, but thank God we're still alive. Number one, keep your eyes on the road. Number two, be careful. And number three, if you don't keep your eyes on the road, bad things happen to good people. And bad things happen to good people. Think about that. And good things happen to bad people. And you know, good people do bad things, and bad people do good things. Like those prisoners who saved the child who was in that hot car. This is important to everybody else.
This video shows inmates in their striped prison uniforms breaking into a car, but sheriff's deputies are standing nearby telling them, go right ahead.
The front door.
They aren't stealing a car. They're rescuing a baby.
Is she okay in there?
A 1-year-old girl who was accidentally locked inside an SUV.
You okay, baby?
After the parents called authorities for help, the group of Florida work release inmates who were nearby offered their special skill set.
You know, the trustees are people who made mistakes. We're trying to rehabilitate them and get back in society.
The child's mother posted the video over the weekend saying Dad accidentally locked his keys inside with the girl. So before resorting to smashing a window, the inmates gave them another option. A couple of them pried open the door just enough to slide a coat hanger inside and hit the unlock button.
Yes, thank God. Woo!
Police were grateful for the inmates' skills, which they say can only be used under supervision.
Only when the deputy's around, we give permission, can you break into that car?
There were a few tears at the end.
Honey, was that stressful?
But the 1-year-old was just fine.
Oh, poor thing. So glad she's okay. That was TJ Holmes reporting. Listen to this. Those inmates, by the way, were able to break into that SUV in just under 2 minutes.
I think Julia Hart is right. She is the TBS champion. Julia Hart was right.
You know, good people can do bad things, and bad people can do good things. It's all perspective and the mask you hide behind. Just like me. I'm getting bored explaining myself.
I think Julia Hart is right.
Who said anything about being evil?
You need to be careful, because if you don't, bad things will happen to you. Be careful. Thank God Kenzie is still alive. Guys, leave me a comment of Kenzie surviving that car crash and telling her father, I'm sorry. Subscribe.